Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back with another Osmo Pocket video. We're shooting on it right now. Yes, I went ahead and bought this for the second time, and you know, I just felt like the first time I didn't give it a chance, so I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep vlogging with it. Hopefully I still have some light today so I can take a quick walk around the block. I wanted to do a little walking test. I wanna see how long I last holding with it in my arm. I did take a walking test with the ZVE1 in one of my vlogs, and I just, even a few houses down, I already wanted to switch over to my other hand because it did get heavy, especially when you're holding the camera like this, pretty heavy. My only thing, I do want to see if this is going to replace my current setup with the ZVE1 in terms of like daily vlogging and just carrying it around for like running errands, going into stores or heavy public places, because carrying that ZVE1, even though it's compact and I love the quality of it, going into stores where I really like to vlog and really take you guys on the experience has been kind of tricky in the sense of having like social anxiety with it and just like getting people staring at you. And as soon as you walk into the store, you have that camera in your hand, you know, staff and people do look at you. So with this thing, I haven't had anybody pay attention to me. Even yesterday at the church, like I was legitimately vlogging in front of people, and nobody could tell. The first thing that I did find out that was bugging me about this is the lens. The lens is like, I think it's like 20 millimeter, and it's just not wide enough for me. I was so used to the ZVE1 16 millimeter. So I ended up picking up this thing right here. This is the wide angle K&F wide angle lens. So we're gonna open it up and see how wide this thing is. I saw this thing in a few vlogs and I wanted to try it myself. All right, so nice little case. Let's open this up. Ooh, what is this? Oh, it comes with a little screen protector for the Osmo Pocket. Honestly, I might put it on. Give me a sec, I'm gonna put this on. That's pretty cool that they give you that in here. And then you get a little wipe cloth with it. I'm assuming for the lens. I might keep this because if I travel, I do wanna, I hear these filters are pretty small, so I wanna be able to wipe these up. But all right, let's see how, ooh, this is kind of thick. Let's see how wide this thing is. That's pretty wide. Not bad. The lens is pretty thick, so I'm assuming that before I turn it off, I have to take it off and then turn it off and put it back on every time, which is that's gonna suck. But let me try it. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. So I did turn off the Osmo Pocket 3 and it rotated, and what happens is it hits and then it goes the other way and then it's ready to go. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to do or if that's like a safety feature. If it gets stuck, it just goes the other way. You can store this Osmo Pocket 3 with the wide angle lens in this thing without taking it off, so that's pretty cool. I just want to be able to pop this thing on and run with it. I think there was a recent update since probably yesterday or a few days ago, because maybe I just didn't see this feature, but there's a breathing compensation option on this thing which I turned on. I don't know when you would use that. I don't know if it's because like, I don't know if there was like when I do this. Maybe that's what that fixed. Anyways, guys, we're on D-Log M right now. I got the shutter speed to 1/50th. Exposure compensation is at 0, just flat. And then I got the ISO just full range, 50 to 3200 auto ISO. So it just adjusts by itself. We are rocking the DJI Mic Mini on this thing. And yeah, let's go for a quick walk and talk a little bit more about my experience with this thing. We're gonna go on a walk right now. This wide angle lens looks pretty good on me. I look like pitch black on the screen. I set this thing back to auto because I walked outside and the 1/50th shutter speed to keep that 24 frames is too bright for right now. We're pretty close to sunset here, so I told the wife I was just gonna take a quick lap around the block just to kind of test this thing out. It is super light. I have about 30% battery. So yesterday when I took this thing out to vlog, half of it I used it in auto, and then later on I got the DJI ND filters, which are really good. They're very small, as in thin, because this wide angle lens, I don't know if it's just because it's a wide angle lens, it's kind of thick. It kind of pops up a little bit. It looks really cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like super big, but compared to the ND filters from DJI, this thing is like at least 3 times thicker. The reason why I got the ND filters is because I wanted to keep that motion blur. I felt like, see, like right now when I'm walking, this looks, when you see that jittery effect, I feel like it just makes footage and the experience look a little low quality. Whenever you have good lighting, this thing looks pretty good. I am trying to shoot in D-Log because they say that D-Log has the best image quality and just like has the best dynamic range in terms of like colors and stuff like that. I did shoot a little bit, if you saw the vlog from yesterday, I did shoot on the normal profile, which I thought was pretty good. It does have a lot of contrast already punched into it, so I didn't have to use a conversion look. I usually go for like cooler shadows and warmer highlights just to create a color separation. A few things that I noticed that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I did with this thing yesterday. Battery life, that was pretty good. My shoot was like 3 hours long, and honestly, I felt like it could have lasted the whole time. But when it reached 50%, I didn't want it to die, so I just hooked it up to my V-mount battery. But I think I would have easily made it through the 3 hours. I want to keep this as compact as possible. So the thing that I'm going to be doing is, I think is with that Peter McKinnon 5-liter bag for my vlogging kit, I'm just going to add one of my V-mount batteries in there and have a little cable sticking out of it. And if I need battery, I'm just going to plug this in. I'm gonna challenge myself this year. When I go to NAB show, you guys can hold me to it. I'm not gonna use my ZV-E1 until after NAB. So NAB is April 8th. Handling and the whole experience with this thing, I think DJI did a great job. This thing is super light. It feels very comfortable in your hands. The screen, I think, is big enough and it's very easy to use. I thought because of the size, I was gonna have problems adjusting it. I thought because of the size, I was gonna have problems like moving through features and stuff like that. And honestly, the operating system is seamless. It works very well. The app works very, very good with this. It connects super fast, updates really fast. And then if you get the DJI mics, they just connect pretty much with one click. So once you sync them the first time, you don't have to sync them every time. You literally just turn them on and they're on, they work. I did try the on-camera microphone. It works very well for just if you don't have a microphone, you can totally do with it. My only problem with that is that I don't like where the mic placement is on this thing. I don't know if any other person has said anything about it, but the mic placement on this is right above where your thumb, if you're just holding it without that little extension, just to keep it as compact as possible, my thumb pretty much covers the microphone perfectly. So I wish that the mic would have been on top of the screen, like when you flip the screen open. I wish that the mic could have been just on top of there. I think it makes more sense if they could even implement it like on the camera head or something like that. It kind of gets audio whichever way you're filming. So if the camera turns the other way, it's picking up the audio from the front, but it's not a big deal. That's my only problem with the audio. So if you get this and you can spare another, like, I think $70, I forgot how much, you can buy a single DJI Mini. I don't think you need to get the DJI mic too. And honestly, that's why I didn't get the creator combo, because the creator combo comes with that microphone. I already had the DJI mic Mini and I didn't need all the little extra stuff. And then I didn't know this, but I think if you go to the DJI website, they actually have more like package options with this. And one of them includes a DJI mic Mini. So I would go for that instead. I really like the sound of them. Yes, I like them better than the Hollyland mics, which you can connect to this too, but then you need to use the receiver. But if you do get the microphones and you sync them up to this, I recommend taking the clipping thing off and just going to the microphone settings, turn down the gain. I have mine set to -10 and I feel like talking at this normal level keeps me from peaking. If you just hook it up and you start using it, the microphone does start peaking. So, and I can see it here in the levels. So it runs pretty hot by default. So make sure that when you do that, you turn down the gain on it. And you can do that by swiping left in on the pro setting. It took me a little while to find this setting, but wherever you adjust your pro settings on the top, you'll see a little microphone on there. You're able to switch those settings there. I'm still playing around with the with D-Log and the normal profile. The thing about the normal profile is that when you use it on normal and you use auto white balance, I like that I can see on the screen like what the final look looks like. So I know exactly that the white balance is correct. I know that everything's exposed correctly. With the M-Log, it looks like log footage. So I wish they had, like, if DJI can add an update where you can just Rec 709 monitoring LUT over it, just so you can expose and see, because we have no histogram, no meters on this thing. That would really help. Not a big deal, but especially when using manual white balance, I feel like it does come in handy quite a bit. By the way, I'm really liking this wide angle lens. Huge difference. I mean, before I would have to stretch out my arm like this to get a pretty good view. The DJI ND filters, I returned them and I ordered the Freewheel 3-pack. It comes with the anamorphic, wide angle, macro, and then 3 NDs. I believe it's like an ND 16, I think a 28, and like a 128 or something like that. The reason why I returned DJI filters is because you can't stack them. At least I tried and it wasn't working, and they just get really thick. So the Freewheel are marketed as stackable, so you can use. My problem was that I knew I was going to get a wide angle lens like this. This is what I want. I want this wide angle lens. But the problem is that when you put on the wide angle lens, now you can't stack an ND filter on top of it because it's already super big. And with Freewheel, the wide angle lens, I think it's as thick as this one, but then the ND is really thin. So you're able to stack them and then therefore use the wide angle and stack the filter. I'll be getting those tomorrow, so I'll hop back and do a video on those tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be using the anamorphic one at all, but it's just nice that it comes with the kit. Maybe I'll play around with it. I don't have any interest in anamorphic. If you're looking at wide angle lenses, do not buy the DJI one. It barely does anything to it. But the K&F one, as you can see, this thing is nice and wide. I believe on the box it said it gives you a 108-degree field of view. And I think that the Freewheel one does 112, or maybe it's the same. I hope it's the same as this one, because I do want to use the Freewheel because you can stack the ND filter on it. But other than that, honestly, if I can get like a 16mm equivalent, I'm okay with that. Also, I'm not going to be getting the Black Pro Mist filter either, because I add all those effects in DaVinci Resolve afterwards. So, and if you're interested on that, leave me a message in the comments and let me know. I'd be more than happy to make a video on how I add the that diffusion effect to my footage. If you've been following me since since a month ago, you do know that I've been shooting everything on my ZVE1, and I really love that camera. I talk a lot about it, and every vlog that you've seen except for the one yesterday was filmed on ZVE1, and I think one of them was like FX3, which is the same thing. I'm not gonna abandon the ZVE1. The ZVE1 is one of my favorite cameras, and it's definitely one of those cameras that I'm gonna be using for maybe some talk head, maybe if I do product reviews and stuff like that. But for my everyday vlogging that I've been doing on my videos, I really want to make this work, and so I'm giving it another chance, and I want to be able to just master the files. I know it's going to take some time and adjustment, and I know DJI is doing really good at releasing updates. Like I said, I think this latest update since yesterday or the day before, since Friday when I updated the Osmo Pocket, they added breathing compensation. I swear that wasn't there. Maybe it was. I don't know. I want to make my Osmo Pocket my main vlogging camera just because it's so nice that I can literally put it in my pocket. It's so easy to use. You flip the screen and it's ready to go. The next month, I'm going to keep vlogging every day with this thing and making videos. I do get those ND filters tomorrow, so hopefully I'm back on that motion blur, because right now we're on this jittery thing going on. I forgot to mention, one of the comments on my last video was that I looked like I had some skin effect on yesterday when I was using the DJI, and I think that was happening because I had noise cancellation to 0, which I don't know if that's applying some to it anyways when it reaches those high ISOs, but it does make your skin a little more like waxy looking. So this time right now I turned it off. I did -2 on sharpness, -2 on noise reduction, so that way the image is not touched. I will be adding noise reduction in post. I hope you guys enjoy today's video. Like I said, I'm going to be coming out with more videos on the Osmo Pocket daily, so keep following, and let's see what I can make out of this camera, because I'm super excited about it. It's been very easy to vlog with. There's still a lot to learn. I'm excited to create more videos with this thing. Take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.